G'day champion, BJ here, coming at you for a very quick video on macros. Now, something that we teach on the Adonis is how to calculate your macros. And I've been getting so many questions from people that I thought, what the hell, let's just make a video. The reason why I've been holding off on it though has been due to haunting insecurities of being put into the dunce maths class when I was in high school. Out of the way, let's dive straight into today's video. I'm going to outline everything step by step on how you can calculate your macros. Now BJ, why do we need to calculate macros? Well, if you've got goals and ambitions with your body, whether that be getting massive, trimming down and getting rid of that fat, then you want to pay attention to this video because these important bits of information are going to really help you on your journey. The first thing you want to look at is step number one, find your BMR, or what I like to call the Mifflin-Dewar formula. Essentially, this is an evidence-based way to find out how much energy you burn just from existing. Step number two is to find your TDE, or your total daily energy expenditure. Essentially what this is your activity level, whether that be at the gym or just doing your groceries. It's just everyday energy calorie burn. This will be your maintenance calorie intake. But if you want to accelerate this process, all you have to do is look at your body weight in pounds and times it by 15, and that should give you a good rough estimate of where your maintenance is. Step number three is to set your goal. You want to set your goals and your calories accordingly. So if you want to bulk up, you want to be eating 20% above maintenance so that you're eating in a calorie surplus. And the same thing happens if you want to drop body fat, is you want to be eating 20% lower than your maintenance calories, so then you are in a deficit. Just remember, if you are bulking up, you want to eat as fewer calories as possible, so then you prevent any form of unnecessary fat gain whilst still hitting your target of your protein, so then you can stay stronger and leaner. Step number four is to calculate your macros and divide them. So really important information to note is 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, and 1 gram of carb is 4 calories. Step number 5 is to set your protein target. Now, we want to have at least 1 gram or 1.3 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Now, this number will vary accordingly to whether you are in a bulk or a cut. So if you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to need more protein to preserve that lean muscle mass than say if you are in a surplus or you're in a bulk. Step number 6 is to look at your fat intake. Now, you should aim for 0.35 to 0.55 grams per pound of body weight. So fats are really important for your joint health, your hormones, balancing out your leptin levels. So it really does count when it comes to having, good healthy joints, adipose tissue, free fatty acids, triglycerides, that sort of stuff. Step number 7, we want to look at carbohydrates and know that they are muscle sparing. So in periods of calorie restriction, carbohydrates are your primary energy source. So it's actually really important to have carbs for the rest of our calories. They fuel most of your training sessions, so they're going to help you become bigger, stronger, faster, recover more efficiently. So don't neglect them. Now, let's turn to the whiteboard and have a look at how we can calculate this from a realistic point of view. Okay, so we're back in front of the whiteboard. I feel like Walter White doing this, but let's get into it. So here are our calories. As mentioned before, we've got our protein, fats, and carbs. Now, we got to look at a case study, and we're gonna, in this example, look at my statistics. So if you look on the screen now, you'll see my numbers, okay? So my BMR equates to 1734, right? So the total daily energy expenditure is 2 to 3 times a week. So we need to take that into account. So that comes to 2,384, right? So now we've got our calories that we need. Now, how do we split them into macros? Well, essentially we come down here and we look at how many grams of protein do we need. Okay, so it's 1.1 or 1 to 1.3. So in this instance, for simplistic sake, I'm gonna say 1 gram per pound of body weight. I weigh 79 kilos, which is about 174 pounds. So I'm gonna put that here. So it's 174 grams for protein, okay? So that's done, we've ticked that off. Now we have to look at our fat. Now remember, 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So how we calculate that is we have to look at 0.35 to 0.55 times the amount of pounds. So in this instance, times 174. Now what does that equal? 626.6, right? So then we need to divide that by 9. So that comes to a total of 69.6 grams of fat. So now how do we work out our carbs? Now carbs are just everything else. So we need to combine both protein and fat. So these two figures, and it comes to this, right? But then we have to go back to our total daily energy expenditure, which is this bad boy here. And then we need to work out exactly, deduct that figure from that, right? So 2,384 minus 1,322.4 equals 1,061.6, right? So then we need to reverse engineer the process and divide that by 4. And that's gonna bring us to 265.4. So that's pretty much it, guys. You wanna keep tracking your progress over the weeks to see if you are staying at a maintenance, because if you are, then your progress is going to stall. But obviously, if you're tipping the scales forward, you obviously have to look at your body composition, taking photos, doing girth measurements and skin folds, maybe even doing a DEXA scan, just to see how you're tracking. And then obviously you measure yourself and weigh yourself after going to the toilet and first thing in the morning as well for more accurate readings. But guys, I hope this science experiment is all done and dusted, and now we can get on with our lives and onto the more important things like travel vlogs, making protein pancakes, and maybe doing a food eating contest. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please smash that like button, click subscribe, that bell notification really helps support and grow the community. And if you have any suggestions, make sure you chuck a comment down. I treat every comment personally and respond to them very promptly. So guys, as always, be a better version of yourselves and peace out.